of the brain and causes a short-circuiting of the brain. The evidence points towards sodium fluoride's strong affinity to bond with this dangerous aluminum. Remember, it is a byproduct of the aluminum manufacturing industry. So it seeks out aluminum and bonds with it. So then you got fluoride, sodium fluoride, and aluminum together, which is doubly toxic. It also has the ability to trick the blood-brain barrier by imitating the hydrogen ion, thus allowing this chemical access to brain tissue. Honest scientists who have attempted to blow the whistle on sodium fluoride's megabucks propaganda campaign have consistently been given a large dose of professional blacklisting, and thus their valid points disputing the current vested interests never have received the ink they deserve in national press. Just follow the money to find the control, and you will find prominent American families to be the prominent players in this scandal. In 1952, a slick PR campaign rammed the concept of fluoridation through our public health departments and various dental organizations. I mean, I'm sorry, but the dentists are just propagating pure death. I'm sorry, but they are. I mean, they're the ones that are advocating sodium fluoride for teeth, which is, it's a bone softening agent is what it is, sodium fluoride. It will actually rot your teeth. And then they advocate mercury dentistry, where they're using amalgams with mercury, which leach from the fillings and goes straight to your brain as well, which destroys your brain and causes all kind of other horrific side effects. They're doing that too. So, this slick campaign was more akin to a highly emotional beer salesman convention instead of the objective scientifically researched program that it should have been. It has been continued in the same vein right up to this present day, and now sodium fluoride use has now become usual and customary. Christopher Bryson's widely acclaimed book, The Fluoride Deception, which if you want to know more about this, get that book. It's called The Fluoride Deception. Just do a keyword search on the internet. You can order it. This includes dozens of peer-reviewed studies showing that sodium fluoride is a deadly neurotoxin that attacks the central nervous system and leads to a multitude of serious health problems. This fact has been covered by a collusion of government and industry who will have reaped financial windfalls while illegally mass medicating the public against their will. Fluoride, being artificially added to the drinking water in India, is causing blindness and deformity amongst children. A 2008 Scientific American report concluded that, quote, scientific attributes toward fluoridation may be starting to shift as new evidence emerged of the poison's link to disorders affecting teeth, bones, brain, thyroid gland, as well as lowering IQ. It also ages you very quickly. I mentioned before about that little town in Germany that they found had an unusually high amount of sodium fluoride naturally occurring in their well system in the drinking water. And they would go in there, and the people that were 30 years old looked like they were 50 or 60. And they were all dying. And they had these bone softening diseases, not bone strengthening. Oh, remember, you need sodium fluoride for strong teeth. No, you need it for rotten, bone softening teeth. Okay, in these types of things. It's the exact opposite of the propaganda. Now, there is a good kind of fluoride, meaning the organic type that would naturally occur in the soils that the plants would uptake into its root system that would naturally be occurring in the food, okay, which would be more along the fluorine line. But that's not what we're talking about here, okay? So let's go further. Almost 60% of the U.S. population drinks fluorinated water, including residents of 46 of the nation's 50 largest states, reported Scientific American's Dan Fagan. Now, I've seen a lot of, I've seen some commercials where they're really trying to get people to drink tap water. You know, why go and, do this or do that? Tap water is the safest water there is, and it's good for you. It shows somebody drinking a nice glass of water right out of the tap. And again, please bear in mind what's going on here. The report also notes that a series of epidemiological studies in China have associated high fluoride exposures with lower IQ. Well, they want to dumb us down. Epidemiological studies and tests on lab animals suggest that high fluoride exposure increases the risk of bone fracture, especially in vulnerable populations such as elderly and diabetics. Now, understand this. For an elderly person, if they get a hip fracture, a lot of times that's it for them. They're done. Life's over because they're never going to recover from it. Totally. They're going to become sedentary. They're not going to be able to exercise. And when you don't exercise, fluids start to slow down, and then a lot of other health problems tend to occur. And a lot of times for somebody, for a woman in particular, they fracture that hip. From that point forward, it's all downhill. Supporting the lie that fluoridation of water is beneficial is the claim by the Centers for Disease Control that water fluoridation ranks among the top 10 public health achievements of the 20th century. Sink that one, let that one sink in, especially in light of all the stuff that I've just said. Supporting the lie that fluoridation of the water is beneficial is the claim by the Centers for Disease Control that water fluoridation ranks among the top 10 public health achievements of the 20th century. Well, maybe it should be the top 10 public eugenic achievements, depopulation, death achievements of the 20th century. I would agree with that. What's more, much of the contamination of the water supply is not even the common but toxic sodium fluoride, but also an industrial waste derivative known as hydrofluoxylic acid, which is in an estimated 2/3 of the fluoride